beside you. Right. One at the dome, right to face the east. We'll do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Ulapaka. Taba'ah. Ardazaka. Hayah. I.S.U.P.K. Baharakaza. Kawa. Hayah. Mashamayim. The thunder now. Come. Call. Yawam. Wasalak now. Kabawapi now. Kasalak now. Kabawapi now. Wala Dabayan now. Banasai one. Abal. Abashai now. Mayan. Right. Hayah. Akab. Malaka. Allah. Matapar. Amma.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. I.S.U.P.K. Ayanya. Allah Mayan. Yaba'ah. Azariah. Ma'an. Yahweh. I.S.H.A. Shemayim. Warakaza. Al-Yatan. Lamawat. Ragalka. Al-Yanawam. Shamarka. Ana'ah. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yahya. Shalamar. Yasha'al. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Yamyanka. Yawamam. Hashimash. La'ah. Yakaka. Wayarak. Wayala. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Makal. Right. Yashamar. Afnapasa. Yahweh. Yashamar. Tazaka. Wabawaka. Mayaka. Why? I will on.
Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes. Unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help coming from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out, and thy coming in. From this time forth, and even forevermore.
Prayer for the Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua. Bakasha. Thunder now. Hakak. Call Makala. Call Manawa. Hakak. Natahar. Amatazaran. Hakak. Ahaku. Matu. Arakawa. Ma'ala. Garsha. Bashim Yahushua. The Water.
The power in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirit. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you. So be it.
Prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua. Barak Wayasha'al. Wabiyah. Tapari. Barak. Rapa'ah. Magun.
Hagun.
Say the name of loved ones once. Everyone repeats the name once.
Rapayala. All of Israel. Israelite School UPK. I.S.U.P.K Minnesota. The Rollins family. All of Israel.
I.S.U.P.K Minnesota. All of Israel.
Israelite School UPK. All of Israel.
If there's anybody online that wants to send up a prayer, just type it in the chat on Facebook or YouTube. We'll go ahead and repeat it. Anybody else keep going in the room?
Paul.
Dennis.
Devin.
Ariana.
Shannon. All of Israel.
Yakudash. Sharad. Ainawa. Rukawana. Azara. Kawa. Nakah. Beatrice. Bakar Adam. Kanagabar. Kabad Sabak. Kabadabar. Tawala. Dekaya. Tim. Cliff. Satar Yala. Shagar Riyah. Raphael. All of Israel. Jade. Tati. Makavia. Let me see how I'm going to say this a lot. Anali.
Raphael. McIntosh family. Jamie. Benjamin.
That was it. Asalaki. Yaparaka. China. Marshall. Zion. Zarabia. Kodasayan. All of Israel.
Ba'ashim Yahushua. The water Amah.
Bless Israel in English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua. Bless us in Israel. In the school. Bless Hill Shield Protect. Loved ones. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
Psalms chapter 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al-Damiyah. Akah. Al-Dakarash. Al-Dashakwat. All. GEN.YAHANNA. Al-YAPPK. Yahama. Yawan. Ra'ash. Al-I.S.U.P.K. Yahweh. Sawada. Wayata. Yatazawa. Al-Tazwapaka. Amarawa. Lakawa. Wanakidum. Magalia. Mala'ah. Yassakar. Sham. Yasha'ala. Iwata. Kaya. Nayatazawa. Labah. Yakadu. Al-Yaka. Bariyah. Yakaraka. Ali. Adawam. Wad. Yashima. Alayam. Mawaba. Wagari. Kabal. Waimalat. Kalasha. Ain. Yashabia. Tazawar. Yam. Ashawar. Nalawa. Imam. Hayawa. Zawa. Nabanya. Lawat. Salah. Aisha. Laham. Kamadi. Kasiyan Sarat. Ayabi. Manaka'al. Ayashwan. Nashamadwa. Bayan Da'ar. Hayawa. Raman. Adama. Sharatamba. Nara. Ya. Mawa. Arab. Wakazaba. Wakazabak. Wakatazal. Mana'ai. Call. Nasiyakamba. Ashar. Amara. Nearasha. Lanawa. Neawa. Alahaya. Shayatamba, Tagalka, Kwash, Lapanya, Raka'a, Ka'ash, Sabara, Yara, Wakalahaba, Dalahat, Harim, Khan, Daradama, Basaraka, Wabasa, Paka, Dabalaham, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Alawan, Wabakasra, Ka, Yahawah, Yabasra, Wa'abala, Idea, Wa'akapara, Wa'adawa, Kayata, Shaka, Yahawah, Labaka, Ayawan, Aharakaza.
Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee, have lifted up the head, and have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off, from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more, and remember. For they have consulted together, with one consent. They are confederate against the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, the Gerasenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre, and Shor also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah, doing to them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, make the nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb, yea, all the princes as Zabak, and as Moon, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burnt the wood, as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish. That men may know that whose name alone is Yahweh, at the most high over all the earth. Power instruction. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah, listen to us now. Right now. See evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, thy teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, in the schools. See evils and curses, punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel, that refuse to give to the school, force their riches, to enter to thy sanctuary, to evils and curses, punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nation, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, the Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Hazakamatazi, gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and airways, the cable access channel, and the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let us all the plague, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief. And the murderer. Let Yahweh, Michael and Gabriel, come down to flying saucers. And punish all the heathen that come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause we know about all. That is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you always. So be it. Sorry. Shalom, Yahweh. Sorry.
Last up.
Turn back to me. Alright, you know what to say next.
Shabbat, be seated.
I have yet to find a camera to where I can control it just by the cord, but that one doesn't do it.
We good?
Let me see. 1 second. Just a little down more. Yep, that's perfect. Yeah. I have yet to find something like that. You already got it up?
What's that?
You got the scripture up?
Yeah.
Alright, so we are going to go ahead and get into Ezekiel, once again, the 6th chapter. This is going to be the last of it. It's a pretty short chapter. Then next week we will be moving on to the 7th chapter, alright? Once again, this is traditional. We're going through the books of the Bible to break them down. This is what we used to do around the time of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is the forefathers of the children of Israel, alright? Okay, so yeah, after this we are going to get into the class portion, which is going through the King James Version Bible, like we always do every week. You got it?
I got it.
Alright, you may begin. We are at Ezekiel chapter 6, verses 7 through 14. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 6 and verse 7. When a Paul, Kalala, Batwa, Kakakam, Oyadai, Dam, Kaya, Anya, Yahweh, verse 8. Wawatar Tayah, Bayawa, Lakam, Palayasya, Kara, Bagawayam, Bazar, what they come, Barakazawa, verse 9. Was a call. Palayasya come. Awatya. Bagarayam. Ashar. Nashabawa. Sham. Ashar. Nashabaratya. Labam, Azawana, Ashar, Tar, Malaya, Wa, Anayam, Azab Wah, Akar, Galawayam, Wanakasawa, Bapaniam, Arawa, Ashar, Ashawa, Lakal, Dawar, Babiyam. Verse 10. Wayadawa, Kaya, Anya, Yahweh, La, Kanam, Dabaratia, Lashawa, Lam, Harar, Azaf. Verse 11. Ka, Amar, Adanya, Yahweh, Aka, Bakapa, Warqua, Bargala, Wamar, Ka, Dawa, Rawa, Baya, Yashara, Ashar, Bakara, Baral, Wabadabar, Yapalaw. Verse 12. Arak, Wakwa, Badabar, Yamawa, Wakawar, Bakara, Yapawa, Wanashar, one to the wall, Barad, Yamawa, Wakala Yapia, Kamatya, Bam. Verse 13. Wayadai Ta'am, Kaya, Anya, Yahweh, Barayawa, Kalalayam, Batawa, Galawa, Yam, Tabia, Bawaf, Mazab, Kawat Yam, Ka, Gabaya, Rama, Bakar, Rasha, Aharayam, what the cock call Aitaza Randan, what the cock call Ayla, Ibaka, Mapawam, Ashar, Nathanoah, Sham, Rayak, Nayaka, Lakal, Galawal, Yam, verse 14. Wanatayapya, Yadaya, Alayam, Wananapya, Arakaza, Shamama, Wama Shama, Mama Dabar, Dabalta, Bakal, Mawashab, Watayam, Wadayawa, Kaya, Anya, Yahweh. That's that.
That sounds perfect. All right, Most High in Christ, that was good words, Rob. All right, that was Ezekiel, chapter 6, verse 7 through 14, all right? Let me pass this over to you. All right, now we're going to get into the scriptures and break this down. Once again, share the content. All right, share the content, like, subscribe. All right, so yeah, let's begin. But just to recap of last week is very similar within the last couple of weeks,
right,
as far as the breakdown. Once again, the 6th chapter is going to pretty much hit towards the end of what punishments the Most High is going to, give the children of Israel. As you may know, this is not only something that happened in the past, in the time of Ezekiel, but it's happening today, as we know it in 2021.
Right.
All right, things are getting a lot worse within our condition. Things are not getting better. No matter how many people that we trust in, as far as leaders or presidents or Congress, people, they still show us that they're not here for us.
Right.
They are not on our side. They are against us. And the Bible speaks about that all the time. These so-called leaders, we look at them as idols. We look at them as God. For those that are going to deliver us out of our condition, it is not them that's going to be able to do it. It is us. Okay? That's the purpose and point that is being made in the book of Ezekiel. All right, you may begin.
Right. Ezekiel chapter 6 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And the slain shall fall in the midst of you, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 8. Yet will I leave a remnant, that ye may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations, when ye shall be scattered through the countries.
Now with verse 7 really piggyback off of verse 6, all right? Meaning that we will see bodies, but we will see our own people die in front of our eyes. You see it today when there's bodies ending up on the corner of the streets.
Right.
And that book that I gave you too, it speaks about that as well.
Right.
I don't know if you read that part. But there's so many precepts and scriptures like the one in Revelation, when it talks about how our bodies will be among the streets in a place spiritually called Egypt and Sodom.
Right.
That's how we see it today. Police brutality, black on black crime. See what I'm saying? All these, all these things that happen to us.
Right.
Just the other week, we touched on the whole story about that man from Indiana who killed family over a stimulus check. How crazy a saying is that?
Right.
You know that we are oppressive and killing each other over money.
Right.
How many stories do we hear about people killing each other over, a shortage of drugs? We hear that all the time. We are in hell and poverty. And this is the whole purpose of Ezekiel trying to fix the errors that's within the nation of Israel. All right? You want to say something?
Right. Yeah. I mean, things is, like the officer was saying, things is getting worse, you know, and you know the leaders don't have an answer at all. So I mean, where's all the mega churches? Where are all the prosperity preachers and all of them at? I mean, you know, this should be the time that they should be coming out and taking all of their money that they got to use to help the people. Right. But instead, they're in hiding. They hide when bad things happen to us. They hide themselves. What are they don't even speak out on anything.
Absolutely not.
You know, they won't even, you know, they won't even speak out on the situation with George Floyd or any of that. They stay quiet because they care about their own pocket and their own, you know, stay inside their mega churches.
Absolutely.
You know, their own positions.
And so if I could pick it back off of that, anytime there's a crisis when it happens to us, you know, I mean, like once again, they're somewhere in hiding. Like although Joe Osteen,
right?
He's a devil, right? Right. You know what I mean? Like this is a person that is not related to Black and Hispanic people in any way, fashion, or form. And even he shut his church doors when it was like a flood going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? I believe like a couple of years ago. And right now, I know I.S.U.P.K was just in Minnesota, but of course they just, you know, showed a snippet of him just saying peace, love, and hope, just like everybody else says, as a so-called leader. But that's not what's going to protect us when there are bloodthirsty, you know what I mean, people like our oppressor who wants to take your life and not be held accountable at all. So we need people that's going to protect us when there are people that's out to get us.
Right.
All right. And as you know, Black and Hispanic people in the ghettos are vulnerable. That's why everything is being taken away from them. And in our communities, we don't have much of resources. You have to ask yourself, why is that? Look at the people who are in the community. Okay? Yeah, we live in a community, but there are other people that have moved in to take everything from you, to strip you of every resource that you have. Then a lot of people always ask, well, you know, we need to be more educated, we need more funding, all that stuff. If you want all the funding, if you want all those things, you got to go to your nearest drug dealer. He has all the money. That Christian pastor that's set up every corner of the perimeter of you know, a ghetto, they have the money. You want to get it from them, okay? Ask the drug dealers and the Christians and the Black leaders. They have all that money. They have the resources, and they're taking it away from you. Oh, too, the other nations. All those corner stores, those hair shops, those nail shops, those, you know, the food shops, they have everything. So you might want to knock on their door and get what you need for your community. Go ahead.
We would just, you know, boycott the heathen businesses in our neighborhood. That would start to bring back some revenue all in itself. If we would just do that one thing, you know, and also too, you know, stop supporting, you know, the churches and all of that. You know, stop supporting the churches and stop supporting these heathen businesses. Money would just start to come back to us. You know, because now you'll have black women doing the nails now.
Right.
You know, you have black women doing the nails. You know, and that weave. I mean, they'll be rocking their natural hair.
Right,
you know, and the women, be more women braiding hair, doing hair, running the Africans out, but the Africans ain't braiding their hair no more. All of those resources will start to come back to us. You know, all of those resources, you know, I mean, here's the thing about it, you know, instead of investing in money, you got to invest in people. That's what every upcoming nation does. They invest in one another.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? People are way more valuable than the dollar. You know what I'm saying? People are way more valuable. I mean, think about it. Look how valuable we was as slaves. You put 2 slaves on a land in the South, and that was, he had what, maybe 10 times the wealth of somebody that was a landowner in the North that had no slaves?
Right, absolutely. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So look at our value.
Right.
But our value is used for everybody else. We should be using that value for ourselves. Look what we did during the time of Black Wall Street. And see, everybody talks about the glory of Black Wall Street.
Right.
You know, all the businesses, thriving business, but nobody ever talks about how it started.
Yeah, no one ever talks about
right. You know, it started from a bunch of slaves wearing Incredible Hulk pants. You know, didn't even have, you know, good clothing or anything like that. You know, it started from them, and within a 40-year period, we have a thriving society. Right. That's a world record right there.
You're damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't because of the dollars, because we ain't have no dollars.
Right.
The resources started to make the dollars and make people want to, you know, put a pile in dollars. And we start doing business with all different types of people, and their money is coming, you know, and that dollar is circulating 36 to 100 times. Yeah. And we became super wealthy.
Yeah, and also too, when you look into the whole story of Black Wall Street, you know, it plainly tells you that the money used to circulate a lot faster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you gave $1 to another person in your community, you're going to see it just recycle.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Unless you know that it never left the community.
Right.
But once we got destroyed, we lost all of that. Right. Now our money was in the hands of other people who's not giving it back.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, we know that money, you know, goes around. You see what I'm saying? You know, there's money out here everywhere. But there are people who hold money hostage from other people.
Right.
And that is the Christian church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All through the Bible, I mean, as a nation, I mean, how can you be a nation if there is no love and brotherhood? Brotherhood is helping each other out. Right. And that could be in many different forms. But if someone's lights is being cut off, someone needs some food in their mouth. You see what I'm saying? And you go to ask the preacher, the pastor, for some money with some hospital bills, you need some help or assistance, and they don't got it for you. That should give you a sign like this is not the place I should be.
Right.
I should not be putting my money into this place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the I.S.U.P.K, when you pay your tithes, you will see the money hit your rent. If you need it, the boots on your feet. You will see the clothes on your back, the food. I mean, how many programs we got in UPK?
I don't even know.
We got
programs I don't even know nothing about.
We got treasury departments. We got food programs, a clothes, food drive program. Like, churches don't do that, man. They do not give back to the community. All they do is just talk and talk. Right. They don't do anything for the people. How do we know? Because of the condition of the people. Right. They are supposed to be men of God. Men of God are supposed to save lives. Right. Not, you know, take from your life.
Right.
All right. Good.
They're actually hired by America to keep us poor.
Of course.
That's one of their jobs, because when you're poor, you're desperate.
Yeah.
And you put a person in a desperate situation, you can use them for whatever you want to use them for.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, going back to the top of us being vulnerable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Want to need of all things.
That's what they're hired to do, is to keep us poor. And as a result of that, they get filthy rich.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Yeah, so everybody gets a piece, you know?
Right. Right. I mean, what's that saying in the black community where they say, you know, like, if I make it out of the hood, like, you know, we all gonna eat.
Right, right.
But meanwhile, there's only one person eating at the table.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's only one person eating at the table, and that's your pastor. Right. And like the scriptures is so much on point when it talks about how they are greedy bastards.
Right.
See what I'm saying? They are greedy bastards.
Right.
They take and give nothing. That's why, once again, I still sometimes find it, you know, astonishing how people still have faith in these people. Right. It is. My pastor is better than your pastor. My pastor does everything. All he does is, you know, touch on your children. He's getting a little piece of your cake. You see what I'm saying? And he's taking from you. That's it. Right. You giving him more than just tithes. Right. You giving him the whole check. Right. And your light bills can't be paid or nothing. And they still want a man, you know, to, you know, be the one to, you know, have all the money to, you know, fix up everything in the house or whatever, you know, pay all the bills. Right. But selling yourself short.
Right. Because even he got your wife.
That's right.
He has the mind of your wife.
Right.
Even if he's not attracted to her, he still has her mind, he still has her services at his will whenever. Mm-hmm. You know? He has her service. We say, yeah, we need such and such and such and such. You know, we need a cook for this and that. She's hopping and skipping and jumping to do it. You know? Yeah, no, I mean, how many stories, too, do we hear about how, you know, sisters would rather,
go above and beyond for the church,
right.
but not for their man.
Right.
At home behind closed doors, they are monsters to that man.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a messed up, broken home in there.
Right.
There's no order. Everything is out of place.
Right.
And that's why the children become criminals.
Right.
They become sexual deviants. Sexual predators or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They become a product of the world, which is the issue. But if your pastor was really a true man of God, they would fix all those issues. They would stop bullshitting around with the Bible and really put some real, authority in the household to where it fixes all issues that we face every day. And we see it on the news.
Right.
It don't stop, man. My phone be going off all the time with that app. What is it? News Break. You know what I'm saying? What's the other one? I don't want to say Citizens. You know what I mean?
Right.
That one. It's crazy. Like we just see. Like I read all these articles and be like, if you just apply this scripture to your life, I mean that's an easy fix.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's an easy fix. Like me and Mother Bar was talking about, we was talking about that whole story about how dude killed, Shorty because of this check or whatever like that.
Right.
Now, like, what did you talk about as far as that can end that whole thing before it got out of control?
Him not caring about it.
There you go. You see what I'm saying? It's not that damn serious. Like, you want to kill Shorty over a goddamn check?
Right.
And then he only wanted $450, right? Go ahead.
And the brother was, he was obviously already strapped for cash before that. So not getting that money wouldn't have put him in any worse of a situation.
Mm-hmm.
What it would have done was not get him a murder charge.
Yeah, right. and spend the rest of his life in jail. And I think children were harmed in the process too.
Yeah, those were
right.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you know what? Also too, if it wasn't the situation with the money, because a lot of the times something happened, and that I tell you that mouth on sisters a lot of times is deadly.
It is, yeah.
And it make dudes black out. That mouth is so bad that it make, because when they insult a man, they intentionally want to hurt and destroy that man. And the only thing that he has left is to turn into his primitive nature, which is to do some bodily harm to her, because that's the only thing he got left.
Because without wisdom, without discipline, that's the only way you're going to resort.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to want to inflict harm because you feel attacked. Go ahead.
And it's understandable.
It is understandable. Although it's righteous, yeah.
Yes, it's understandable their frustration. We are in poverty. We are under oppression. And one of the biggest keys to not only survival but redemption in the U.P.K. is leaning on your brothers.
Right.
He wouldn't have had, if he was here with us, he wouldn't have had to go through that.
That's right. Absolutely.
As broke as he was, we ain't rich.
Right.
Yeah, we ain't rich.
I'm filling out them lotto cards and shit too. We ain't rich like that.
Right.
But we got brotherhood. We got a sanctuary here where that man never would have had to resort to that type of violence if this world was not oppressing our brothers.
That's right. Yeah, give it one. That's right. Go ahead.
Well, also too, us blacks and Hispanics, especially the Southern Kingdom, we got a nasty habit of downing each other that don't have somebody that don't have as much as you got. Yeah. We got a nasty habit of that, and that's one of the things that keep us destroyed too.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a person ain't got, we make them feel even lower. You know what I'm saying? That's worse than kicking somebody when you're down. It's like stomping him out when he's down.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hate to lie, but that's my point.
If somebody's down, the claws and teeth come out. We get that vicious with one another. We make people, and then that drives the person that's being talked about, to do whatever it is to make money regardless of what he got to do. So now he's out there robbing. He's not robbing just because he likes to do it.
Right.
The social pressure,
Yeah.
The pressure, just think about when you was in high school. Back when I was in high school, I don't know how it is now, but shoes was huge importance.
Salaki. Yeah, it was after my time. So I'm talking about like I remember being in middle school and like if you didn't fit the certain standard of having Jordans, because Jordans are big back then. Even I think it's still kind of big today a little bit. You know what I mean? Or otherwise the LeBrons and things of that sort. But I remember like if you don't have a certain type of name brand shoe or clothing, you was looked at as funny.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like you ain't got style, you ain't got swag. Now, of course, like myself and a few other people, I didn't do what everybody else was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I thought it was being too much of a follower.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Like, so I was just like I dress my own way, but I always went to school looking decent. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But I had friends who didn't have much. See what I'm saying? Look, I'm poor just like they poor.
Right.
You know what I mean? But whatever I got, you have. And it's so great because a lot of people don't have that mentality. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of people don't have that mentality. I remember just growing up as a kid seeing the poison that other kids had. And adults as well having that mentality like if you're not a certain way to their fitting, to their liking, then you ain't shit to them.
Right.
Just like Christians today. If you ain't got money and you ain't popping on a high status, the Christians are not trying to know you. They don't care about you. See what I'm saying? You are just like a bum to them, which a lot of us look like to them.
Right.
A lot, and then again, these Christians talk about Christ and Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was homeless. He didn't have no home.
Right.
If Christ was here today and you saw how he was back in the day, they would have walked over him.
Right.
Just like they did before.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They didn't regard that, man. But because we have brotherhood and UPK, we have everything that we need just to get by. There's no such thing as homelessness. I remember a sister that called me a long ass time ago. You see what I'm saying? Like a year or two ago, talking about she believes that she's going to be homeless, and I kind of had to laugh over the phone. Like not that it was funny, but I laughed because I'm just like, there's no such thing. I say if you know what it means to have brotherhood and sisterhood, there's no such thing.
Right.
You can lay on this floor, that floor, this bed, this couch, whatever.
Right.
If you need money for rent, you know what you have to do. You have to call the camp leader and get that situated and see what we can do for you. I remember one time there was a trooper. We was in class one day. He was talking to me and Kodash, and another trooper was sitting right there and shit like that. And he was like, "Damn man, like I don't think I'll be able to make it for tomorrow because I need gas money." As soon as he said I need gas money and he didn't have it, everybody went in their pockets. Like this, he got to laughing like, damn, that was quick. He was like, hey, you saved me gas money?
Right.
Shit, I had $2, the brother had $4, another brother had like $10. They go to gas money.
Right.
You have no excuse on why you can't come to class.
Right.
There you go. And that's how we operate. That's how we do it. If someone else, if I got $10, your ass got $10. Ain't no food in the fridge, we all gonna go to McNasty, okay? We all gonna get the chicken nuggets, the McChickens, the burgers, and we are gonna be good for today. Okay, that's how we do it. Ain't that right, Amon? Ain't that how we do it?
Right.
See what I'm saying? Right, absolutely. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Because that's how any nation on the come up operates.
Right.
The thing with us, we have to be taught to do what comes natural to everybody else. It's a sad thing, but once we get it together, though, we're gonna do it better than everybody else.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it too. That's the flip side to it. And that's the way it is for us. Either we're gonna be the worst at everything, or we're gonna be the best.
Yeah,
there ain't no middle ground.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, like I don't know about y'all, but I do know about y'all. But I'm just figure of speech. We all know that we want to be the best at everything.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Like taking pride in who we are as being the chosen people of the Most High. I mean, we should really take pride in that.
Right.
Like I mean, and we do because we are in the UPK. We know what it means to be an Israelite, and we're still learning and getting back to the spirit. Really, what's the word? Just looking at the reputation that we have with the Lord, and how glorious we are to Him. We got to show our other people, our other brothers and sisters out there that this is what it means to be Black and Hispanic and Native American. This is what it means as a people. See what I'm saying? Otherwise, we look like our oppressor or the other nations in general.
Right.
And I hate it though. Like I have to force, like not force, but like I have to drive in people's minds sometimes, especially when we are in camp or just in person. I'm sure everybody's been through this, where you tell a person you should not be a whoremonger. They like, these hoes is for everybody. You got to make them understand how disgusting it is. Like, that's not us as a people. Just because for generations you may seen that, doesn't mean that's how you're supposed to be. Right. You can be far more better. Like I have no respect for niggas that's gangbanging, that's robbing and scamming and stealing. That shit ain't gangster. That's the softest thing ever. But we have hardcore men in the UPK.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Who used to be in that lifestyle, but they find it more better and pleasing now that they have this lifestyle in the UPK, and it is better. See what I'm saying? You know how powerful it is for a man to say, I don't sleep with another man's wife.
Right.
It is a gay ass spirit on a man that wants someone else's woman after he didn't defiled. I mean, not defiled, but you know what I mean. Like he didn't. He done done everything in the book to this woman.
Right.
Like, and you want a piece of that?
Right.
Good night. Like that's disgusting.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Good in reality, you probably want the man.
That's what I'm saying.
That's good.
Yeah, like good night. Like you want this woman after she didn't. This man had done everything in the book. See what I'm saying? Like that's weird to me. Like, why not get a woman that no one's with? Have you ever thought of that?
Right.
That sounds better to me.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Then also too, take it from your brother. Why are you coveting, something from your own people? Stealing in general, man. Like, why take when we can all have it?
Right.
I never understood that. Like, if you want these shoes, I'll give them to you. But don't try to kill and steal them from me, nigga. I'll give it to you willingly. I ain't got to be stuck up for me to give it to you. I'll give it to you because you say you like them. How many times do we do that in UPK? If a brother say, hey, I like that chain, like, off real, it's yours.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Any boots, anything that you want.
Right.
That's what we do, man. We give to each other. We don't take from each other. All right? But let's keep going. I'm ready for camp because that weather's calling me.
Yeah.
Ain't no rain today, ain't nothing, boy.
Yeah, it's good up there.
I feel like chopping off this devil's head today. All right? Y'all feel me?
Yeah, out of one.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And they that escape of you shall remember me among the nations, whither they shall be carried captives.
So what is that talking about?
We have to think about also slavery.
Thank you. The matter of giving that. I'm glad you said that because there's something that comes to mind as soon as I hear that scripture.
Right.
I'll elaborate, but you go ahead.
And the ones that remember, those a lot of the times are the ones that got beheaded. When we talk about in Revelations, we saw the souls of them that were beheaded, because some of them were actually standing for the truth. They just got caught in the mix because the good and the bad were both thrown in them ships alike.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of the brothers that got their eyes put out, right, and heads chopped off, and arms and limbs and legs chopped off, or some of them were actually the ones that actually were standing for the truth.
Right, like the 7 brothers and the mother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think about the men that was killed after Christ was killed, right?
Right.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Just because.
Martyrs.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the martyrs.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's the word, martyrs. You know what I mean? Just because you stand for the Lord, see what I'm saying, doesn't mean that you won't lose your life. Like, we go to camp every Saturday, Lord allow. We know what we get ourselves into when we go to camp. Because we can possibly die and get killed out there. But it'll be for a good purpose. I'd rather die at camp than die because, I was a whoremonger, a homosexual, or, a drug addict.
Right.
Or, I got popped and killed because I wanted to steal. And it was a bad day.
Right.
I had to get away this time. You know what I mean? I got my head blown off because I messed with someone else's woman. Like, that's weak. That's a weak ass death. It's a lie.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But rise against all those brothers and sisters who lost their life in the world, and may they, do better. You see what I'm saying? Because and another thing too, if I may add on, the reason why the Most High brings us back is for us to get it right. If the Most High didn't love us as a people, there would be no such thing as reincarnation. Like, it would have been game over a whole long time ago, as we know it. Right. But also too, I want to talk about the Native Indians when they escaped. Remember,
Right.
Because in a sense they escaped the captivity, but then it caught up to them later on.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what I think about as well when I hear the scripture. But you keep going if you want to.
Because I am broken with their whorish heart.
Say that one more time.
I am broken with their whorish heart.
Why does the Most High say He's broken with our whorish heart? What does that mean, whorish heart?
Yeah, the whorish heart is the heart that'll be with the Most High one minute, but then as soon as the next shiny thing come across, bam, then we jump onto that.
Right. And it's going to get into the topic of the idols. You see what I'm saying? The idols. And once again, like these presidents, these mayors and governors are like idols to us as well, the way that we worship them. Last week we talked about how those two black women who supported and loved Donald Trump, where are they at now?
Right.
And they were such disgusting sisters too. Like it's crazy. Like it made no sense. Like you would think it was a joke. Like this man shows you how vile and how much of a tyrant he is against niggas and Hispanics and natives, and somehow they still love him.
Right.
And people out there defending him, saying he's not racist. Like, you must be out of your mind. Good night. This man has a perpetual hatred.
Right.
Can anybody tell me what happened when Donald Trump, the first 5 months of him being in office? What happened?
He was saying, grab him by the box, and he was, he would say he called the Mexicans racist. There's a lot of stuff that happened there.
Yeah. Well, when Donald Trump also was when he was in office for the first 5 months, the death rate of Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans went up due to the what's called executive orders that he sent out. Remember the Blue Lives Matter bill?
Right.
How they're protected.
Right.
And if you refuse arrest, you can be penalized. You arrested. See what I'm saying? Up to close to 3 to 5 years. Like this devil forced us to get killed, and then he told the police in the press conference, like, just do whatever you have to do to protect yourself. He's giving them permission to kill you,
right?
Because they in fear of their lives, and the Most High is trying to explain to us once again what we need to do as a people to avoid this devil.
Right.
All right, we keep going.
Which have departed from me, and with their eyes which go a-whoring after their idols.
Right. And once again, time after time, the moment that we put our trust and hope and love into these idols like Christianity, Islam, time after time we've shown that this has not worked for us.
Right.
How many? Like in the I.S.U.P.K, how do we die? If death comes our way, how do we die?
In the truth.
We die in the truth.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get shot. We don't get killed. We are not drug addicts. You see what I'm saying? We are not out here sleeping with other people's wives, man. We are not serving Christianity and Islam. That's the world. If we die serving the Most High, doing the righteous thing. Okay? And another thing too, it's hard for our oppressor to touch us. We always have, the Most High is always with us because we're doing what the Lord told us to do. That's how we escape, you see what I'm saying, this hell. All right, keep going.
And they shall loathe themselves for the evils which they have committed in all their abominations.
So what is that talking about?
Means we'll get like to loathe itself means to like be pretty much tired of we're pretty much weary behind the wickedness that we're doing. Pretty much kind of get tired of it.
Right. So it's gonna get to the point where you're like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired. Something got to change. Something got to get it. Right. And the only way how to change your life is coming into the U.P.K.
Right.
And how we know that is because it's working for us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We are not that old man that family members and friends still think that you are. They always be like, oh, you changed. Oh, are you still that same nigga that you was in the world? The one with the blunt. Mm-hmm. The one that had everybody's girl. The one that used to, take from the family, take from your friends. The one that used to always lie about anything. Mm-hmm. Like, we are not those men anymore. We are not those women anymore. See what I'm saying? Like, these brothers and sisters in the UPK changed their lives, man. It's not a joke. See what I'm saying? It's not a joke, and you got to understand that. Like, this Bible has definitely done wonders for brothers and sisters.
Right.
It's called a miracle. All right, it's not no spookiness. There's miracles in the earth, and you're looking at them in the UPK.
Right.
You're going to see it at the 52nd annual Passover. What is it? April 24th?
April 24th.
April 24th, man.
Yahshua.
He said Yahshua.
Yahshua.
See, so you want to make sure that you come out and support, man. It's going to be in Houston, Texas, and it's going to be fire, man. I can't wait. And I pray that this Passover we can go by slow, but I need all the time that I can with my brothers and sisters. All right, let's keep going. So, but anyway, yeah, I mean, it's going to come a point in time where people are going to want. I mean, they want the crime, they want everything to stop that's going on in their life, their everyday life.
Right.
And in order for that to change, you have to come to class. You can't just watch us online because it's not the same. All right. There's people out there that say, I've been studying the U.P.K. for 5-10 years. Well,
Right.
what's your rank?
Right.
What is your Hebrew name?
Right.
I'm sorry, do I know you? It's a lot of you. You've been studying for how long and you still ain't in class? Well, I just do my own thing. Where's that in the Bible?
Right.
Good night. I never seen that scripture. Please show me the way, Sensei. Show me. All right?
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Keep going.
Verse 10. And they shall know that I am the Lord, and that I have not said in vain that I would do this evil unto them.
Right, meaning the Most High is saying that He's serious about what He said. I would say, in the black community right now, I said what I said.
Right.
The Most High has spoken. He said what He said. He's going to bring these things upon us if we refuse to obey Him. Okay? Obedience is the best thing for Black Hispanic people when it comes to dealing with the Most High. If you ain't got no obedience to Him, I mean, you're not going to get much. See what I'm saying? You're not going to get what comes with serving a great power or a terrible power.
Right.
The protection, the mercy, the blessings. Okay? People always talk about, I feel like my life is cursed. Well, just ask yourself, how are you living your life? Maybe it is. Won't you answer that question for yourself? Just see how you live your way of life, and maybe you'll find your answer. All right, keep going.
Thus saith the Lord God: Smite with thine hand and stamp with thy foot, and say, Alas, for all the evil abominations of the house of Israel, for they shall fall by the sword, by the famine, and by pestilence.
What does Allah mean? I keep seeing that in Revelation. I forget what it means.
It's kind of like,
let's see. Because I try to look it up. I don't think it's correct, because that's more a biblical word.
right.
You know what Allah's mean? Allah's. A-L-A-S. Alas, my bad. Alas, some shit.
Like here, at last. Well, no.
It's the last, it's more like an expression.
Okay, so
it's almost like behold.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so it says used to express unhappiness, pity, or concern. I wonder if that's the, or otherwise lament in a way. It's given another example. Something like that. Otherwise, it says weary. Something like that.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So, can you read it again?
Alas, for all the evil abominations of the house of Israel.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. So, so that is on topic then. Keep going.
For they shall fall by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence.
Right, you talk about what famine is. Famine is what again?
Hunger.
You have a lack of resources, food and water. All right. Pestilence. What is pestilence?
Diseases.
Coronavirus.
Right.
HIV.
Right.
Chlamydia. Gonorrhea. Good night. All right. All those things is pestilence.
Right.
Well, a plague is like mice and bug issues and all that stuff. That's
Right.
plague.
Yeah. Plague and like the rivers of blood. And
rivers of blood. Yep. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, those are plagues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the pestilence is like, bed bugs and viruses and
mice and all that.
Right.
Yeah, good night. Oh, roaches and all that.
Right.
Man, if you ever had bed bugs,
mosquitoes.
That's no joke. Good night.
Like the flies over with the Ethiopians.
Yeah, good night.
Pestilence. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, keep going.
Verse 12. He that is far off shall die of the pestilence.
Say it one more time.
He that is far off shall die of the pestilence.
That's right. Far off as far as what? What does that mean, far off?
Getting out of the hood.
That's right. That's what it means, far off. Keep going.
And he that is near shall fall by the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And he that remaineth and is besieged shall die by the famine. Thus will I accomplish my fury upon them.
Right, once again, like the Most High just keeps elaborating constantly just to let you know that there's a punishment that's going to come to the children of Israel. Once again, okay. I want to see if y'all can answer this question, right? In the U.P.K, what are we fighting for?
Fighting for the kingdom.
You fighting for the kingdom, right? And in the sense of on the topic of Deuteronomy, like I remember General Kathunkabar, he had said at the Chicago cookout, he was telling some Hotep cat, like, look, like you keep talking about these curses. I hear you, but at the same time, the reason why we are in the U.P.K because we're fighting for the blessings.
Right.
And that's very deep, that's heavy, because that's what we're doing. We're trying to stop the curses so we can get the blessings.
Right.
See what I'm saying? For our people, for our nation. And that's what it means to have the kingdom. Because in the kingdom, I mean, it's going to be righteous, it's going to be glorious.
Right.
This is how life should have been from the beginning.
Right.
Okay? Keep going.
Verse 13. Then shall ye know that I am the Lord, when their slain men shall be among their idols, round about their altars.
Right. See what I'm saying? Also, too, what's that precept that says, I think it's in Acts, if there shall be any evil in the city.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's a good precept. I'm glad real quick. Yeah, let me get that real quick, because this is powerful. Oh, it's like Amos. Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people will not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? Like, it's a question being asked, because a lot of people got to understand the reason why things is happening the way it is in the earth, and they don't know where it's coming from. It's the Most High. Just like Donald Trump said that we have a visible enemy. Like, it's no coincidence that he said that.
Right.
You're right. It's the Most High who's doing it. See what I'm saying? It's the Most High who is behind everything. And of course, like, we can have this all stop, and it can be peaceful if we do what the Lord told us to do. All right. Like, for example, if you a child to a parent and you want to go out for punishment, what the hell do you have to do? You gotta do right by that parent. You gotta listen. Okay? You can't do whatever the hell you want to do. You got to listen to what the mother and the father says. All right? Keep going.
Upon every high hill, in all the tops of the mountains, and under every green tree, and under every thick oak, the place where they did offer sweet savor to all their idols.
Right. Okay. What is that talking about?
All the holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving,
right?
Making sure that the food is the turkey and the dressing and everything is smelling good,
right? And the Most High did say that He won't smell in your solemn assemblies. What is that? Amos 5:21. Go ahead.
It's like also talking about those places that they hold as temples and
altars and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the house of God. But they bring that abomination.
God, absolutely, and we know through even the books of Acts, the book of Acts. Well, all through the Old and New Testament, the Most High speaks about what is considered to be a sanctuary.
Right.
Like what we see in real life today is not the Most High's, place.
Right.
See what I'm saying? It's not a holy place. It's not a sanctuary. This is for somebody else. But you putting the Most High's name on it, which is a big no.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's something that you should not do. And how do we know? Like, for example, how do you say this Christian church is a house of God when there are nothing but wickedness going on?
Right.
The children are being violated. The women are being groomed to be, to have a second husband.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then you got disobedient, loudmouth ass women. And then you got the men who are homosexuals. The moment that I seen them invite homosexuals into the church, I was like, good night.
Right.
Good night. I just knew that this place is going to get more wicked. Right. They got gay pastors now, teaching the word of God.
They got they got pastor. They got gay couple pastors.
They do.
The first man.
Yeah, like
right. The first lady. They got the first man.
Yeah, that's very disgusting. I don't get that. Like it's crazy because the scripture Romans 1:26 when it talks about how they have switched the natural use.
Right.
Like of a man and woman. So it's like they switched the roles around. Right. You see what I'm saying? Now they're trying to come out with a gay Bible, and then they're coming out with an additional Bible to where it has no mention of homosexuality or any scriptures that might refer to homosexuality. You know what I mean? It's bad enough that, our oppressor already took out some important information like the Apocrypha. What's that, 13, 14 books?
Right.
I think it's like 13 books. You see what I'm saying? Now they're trying to, hide the truth more from Black and Hispanic people. Because to this day, there are people that don't know that homosexuality is the wrong way of life. Right. All right? Just like some people don't know that it's horrible to, steal from one another. To try to, fight one another. It doesn't make any sense, man. Right. But, keep going.
The place where they did offer sweet savor to all their idols. Verse 14. So will I stretch out my hand upon them and make the land desolate. Yea, more desolate than the wilderness towards the block.
You said the what?
The block.
That'd
be a city of
it's a city. Yeah, it's a city. So what that's saying is pretty much like, just like for example, the hoods is desolate.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing there. It's destroyed. It's like what is it called? A ghost town.
Right.
See what I'm saying? It's all beat up. It's all trodden down. See what I'm saying? There's nothing there. That's why like in Detroit, I remember going to Detroit. I don't know if you guys have ever been there before. There's nothing but abandoned buildings everywhere.
Right.
It's horrible. It is absolutely crazy.
Right.
If you go to the north side of Philly, nothing but trash, like trash up against the buildings, and just broken windows. Everything's abandoned down there. Right. You see what I'm saying? The streets are narrow, like the alley streets, and all the houses are clumped up together, where there's no such thing as an alley there.
Right.
That's how desolate it is. Like the whole north side, I grew up my entire life, and it was horrible over there. It was disgusting. It was infested with mice. Some people had bed bugs. I'm not too sure about roaches, but that's how desolate it was. See what I'm saying? Nothing but drug addicts all over every corner. And sometimes you'll come across a few dead bodies. That's how crazy it was back then. But over north has changed a little bit. You see what I'm saying? But it's still horrible. The crime rate is skyrocket. Everybody, I think they say 1 or 2 people over north will have HIV or AIDS. And they put up a billboard about 3 years ago.
Wow.
As you're driving by. And you can't tell us that's not talking about us. That's talking about our communities. And it's going to be more desolate than the wilderness in that city. How you say the city name?
They talk about this one?
Yeah.
The Bluffs.
The Bluffs, alright. I forget where that's at in scripture, or what it's called today. Okay? Is that it on there?
Still another little piece.
Go ahead.
In all their habitations, and they shall know that I am the Lord.
Right. And this is how we're going to know that this is the Most High who is controlling this. Okay? So what we got to understand once again, in order for our condition to be fixed, you have to fix yourself. You're not going to fix yourself if you decide to move to a different state, country. So many people think that life will change if they get a new start by moving somewhere else. No, all the curses, all the demons that was there, in one state, it's going to follow you. You can't run. That's the same thing that the Native Americans thought. Them escaping captivity, thinking that they was going to escape the curses, it followed them. They got punished later on. And that's how you got to look at it. If you want to change, you got to change yourself. And a real person that wants to change their life, they will. They will make no excuse for it. Like, if there's something that you really want, you're gonna get that thing, right? You see what I'm saying? You will do everything in your might and your power to get what you want. If that thief wants something from you, he's gonna take it. You see what I'm saying? That's obvious. You gotta apply it the same way. If you want some out of life, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get that degree. You're gonna get, you know what I mean, that car. You're gonna get, you know, something new for your life. You know what I mean? And that's how it goes. So that's it on that?
Right, that's it on that.
All right, with that being said, go ahead and say it, Corbett.
Imagine, right?
Can you off his camera to go about the show? Hold on 1 second. You go ahead, You do it further up. Go this way.
Upon her get done, it's the east. Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abinah. Shabbat Shemayim. Badah. Ayah. Shemka. Yahawah. Malakaka. Taba'ah. Radazaka. Ayah. Aisha. Baharakaza. Kawah. Ayah. Bashemayim. The thunder now. Come. Call. Yawam. Wasalak now. Tabawaki now. Kasalak now. Tabawaki now. Wala'ah. Tabiyah now. Banasaya one. Kabal. Aushai now. Mayan. Right. Tayyah. Lakah. Amalakwa. Wa'ala. Watafar. Lawalayim. Aman.
The Lord's Prayer in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Alahari. Mayan. Yaba'ah. Azariah. Ma'an. Yahawah. Aisha. Shemayim. Baharakaza. Al-Yatan. Amawat. Regalka. Al-Yanawam. Shemarka. La'ah. Yanawam. Mala'ah. Yashan. Shalomah. Yashala. Yahawah. Shemarka. Yahawah. Tazalka. Yamyanka. Yawamam. Shemash. La'ah. Yakaka. Wayarak. Ba'ayal. Yahawah. Shemarka. Call. Right. Yashamar. Apnapasta. Yahawah. Yashamar. Tazaraka. Wabawaka. Mayata. Why? I will.
Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes. To the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going
The
out
Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming
and
in,
thy coming in.
from this time forth
This time forth
and even forevermore.
and forevermore. Pray for the power of the Hebrew, the Hakak, Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushua,
Ba'ashim Yahushua,
Babakashah,
Babakashah,
the Thundernow,
Thundernow,
Hakak,
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 Rapa'ah,
Rapa'ah,
Kalmakalah,
Allah,
Wakal Marwa,
Call my Lord,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Latahar,
Latahar,
Amatazarayim,
Latahar,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Lahakim,
Lahakim,
Maki,
Maki,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Al-Rakawah,
Al-Rakawah,
Hatama'ala,
Hatama'ala,
Garsha,
Garsha,
Ba'ashim Yahushua,
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua,
Ba'ashim Yahushua,
the Warama,
the Wa'amah. The power in the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Name Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the
The
power.
power to heal all manner of sickness.
Power to heal all manner of
And
sickness.
all manner of disease.
And all manner of
The
disease.
power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the
The
lepers.
power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the
The
dead.
power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
Cast them
In
out.
the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Yahweh.
Yahweh. Salam.
Y'all just pray for the blessing in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Baraklanau.
Baraklanau.
Wa'ashalah.
Wa'yashah.
Wa'abayah.
Wa'abayah.
The Paris.
Barak.
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 Rafa'ah.
Rafa'ah.
Magun.
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 Gun.
Say the name of loved ones once, everyone repeats the name once.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Israelite School UPK.
Israelite School U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K. Minnesota.
I.S.U.P.K. Minnesota. I.S.U.P.K. Minnesota.
I.S.U.P.K. Minnesota.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Israelite School U.P.K.
Israelite School UPK.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Anybody else?
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
The Warama.
Bless Israel in English. Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless us in
In
Israel.
the school.
In the school.
Bless He'll shield protect.
Bless you, shield protect.
Love them.
Love them.
Love
In the
them.
name of Yahweh Shai.
Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Allahayim.
Al-Tamayah.
Al-Damiyah.
Al-Ka.
Al-Ka.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Tashakwat.
Al-Tashkwat.
Al. Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Al-Yabika.
Al-Yabika.
Yahama.
Yaham.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al. Imaka.
Yamaka.
Yarayamwa.
Yarayamwa.
Sawara.
Sawara.
Wayata.
Wayada.
Yatazawa.
Yatazawa.
Al. Tazawapaka.
Tazawapaka.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakidam.
Nakidam.
Magalia.
Magalia.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
That's a car.
That's a car.
Sham.
Sham.
Yasha'al.
Yasha'al.
Aiwara.
Aiwara.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Natazawa.
Natazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakawa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakarakwa.
Yakaraka.
Alia.
Ali.
Arawam.
Aramon.
Wa.
Wa.
Yashamai.
Yashima.
Alayam.
Valayam.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wagari.
Wagari.
Abal.
Abal.
Waimawan.
Waimawan.
Waimalat.
Waimalat.
Kalashah.
Falasha.
Ain.
Ain.
Yishabi.
Yishabi.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam.
Gam.
Ashawar.
Ashawar.
Nalaw.
Nalaw.
Imam.
Imam.
Hayaw.
Hayaw.
Zarwa.
Zarwa.
Labani.
Labani.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamadi.
Kamadi.
Kasiyasara.
Kasiyasara.
Hayabiyah.
Hayabiyah.
Banakao.
Banakao.
Kiyashwan.
Kiyashwan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashmad.
Bayan Da'ar.
Bayan Da'ar.
Hayaw.
Hayaw.
Daman.
Daman.
Adama.
Adama.
Sharatamba.
Shaddam.
Nara.
Nara.
Ya.
Ya.
Mawa.
Mawa.
Elrab.
Elrab.
Wakaza'aba.
Wakaza'aba.
Wakazabak.
Wakazabak.
Wakatazal.
Wakatazal.
Manai.
Manai.
Kal.
Kal.
Nasiyakamwa.
Nasiyakamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amara.
Amara.
Narasha.
Narasha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ah. Nawa.
Nawa.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Sharatamba.
Shaddam.
Kagauka.
Kagauka.
Kwash.
Kwash.
Panya.
Panya.
Raka'ah.
Raka'ah.
Ka'ash, Dabara, Yara, Wakalahaba, Dalahat, Harim, Khan, Daradam, Basiraka, Babasa, Upaka, Dabalaham, Mala'at, Panyaham, Kalawan, Wayabakaswa, Shamkash, Yahweh, Ubashu, Wayabawa, Aida, Wayakapar, Wayabadu, Wayadawa, Kayaka, Shamkash, Yahweh, Nabaka, Ayawan, Kal, Baharakaza.
Good Spanish, Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence. O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. And be not still. O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, the Garians, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the habitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nose like a rib, and like Zeed. Yea, all the princes as Zabah, and as Zamunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wood, as the stubble before the wind, and as the fire burneth the wood, as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let it be confounded in trouble, forever. Yea, let it be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. I.S.U.P.K. power structure. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, listen to us now. Right now. Say evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, in the school. Say evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel, that refuse to give to the school, force their riches, to enter into thy sanctuary, say evils and curses, punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Hazakamataza, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, and cable access, and the radio channel, to convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, try to stop us from broadcasting the word throughout the planet Earth. Let us all the plagues cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief.
And the murderer. Let Yahweh shine. Michael and Gabriel. Down to flying saucers. And punish all the heathen. That come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all. That it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause it to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. Always. So be it. Everybody, sorry, man, just face forward. One time. Yeah. That concludes the Sabbath service. We will be going to camp here in an hour or so, either downtown Minneapolis, otherwise Chicago on Lake over South Minneapolis. All right. With that being said, that's the Sabbath service. Shalom. All right.